In order to grow a business, building an online presence is the need of the hour, don't you think? Hi, I'm Diya Asrani and welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you really like what you see, you can subscribe to my channel for more with regards to building an online presence, building your personal brand, and overall building you as a powerful leader in your industry. So I created this video thinking that I should really help people understand that what really makes an online presence powerful and successful. So in this video, that's what you're going to be learning, and I've made it very simple for you. I've come up with 5 powerful C's that can help you take things forward in your journey in building your online presence. Now let's look at it this way. Because businesses are getting online, and because people really want to influence more crowds, they want to influence larger audience, it's just becoming a little more difficult for people to stand out in the industry, right? And we focus on the wrong things like, okay, I should have so many followers, I should know how tech really works, I should be an expert in digital, and all those different things. But they forget that what is really important is their true value, their true sense, their vision, their mission. That is more important, and kind of goes way ahead than all these beliefs that we have been told by many people around us. Right? So that's why I said I'll make this video really nice and powerful for you, so that you can take action and you can start building your online presence the right way. Now, the very first C which I want to talk about is confidence. Okay, now you might tell me that, okay, confidence, yeah, I knew about this. But here's the thing, when it comes to confidence, you have to start thinking of yourself as a leader, as a confident leader who's ready to share information online. Okay, forget about how tech you need to be, how good you need to be, tech savvy you need to be, how many followers. You don't need to look at all that. Where the confidence comes in is when you are really sure that this is what you're going to do and how you're going to help people in this particular industry or niche that you have chosen. Okay, so think about it. So when you build your confidence, when you start talking about it, right, to maybe your friends or maybe your family or anybody who who's around you, your well-wishers, you start talking to them about what you do, right? You should see it in your own expression, right? Like how you tell people that this is what I do and this is what I'm known for, and this is the reason why I do what I do is because I used to struggle once upon a time, and you can keep your story according to that. But point is that once you start testing it out with your first circle and talking to people about it, you will slowly get the hang of telling this to a larger audience. So remember, when you're building an online presence, you have to understand that when you want to be more confident as a leader, you have to start practicing it from the beginning. You have to start telling yourself that, look, this is what I'm going to be doing and this is what I want to share with the crowd. And let me tell you, when you get online and you build your presence, it is something that you will thank yourself many times for doing so. Okay, so that's the first C. The second C which I want to talk about is clarity. Okay, now not only the clarity of your message and what you want to do, but also clarity in how you share information with people. Now, if I make this entire video very complicated, where it takes time for you to really process the information, you probably would skip the video and say, I want to see something else, right? But the whole power of clarity is that you make it really simplified. You make it really like your 10-year-old child, or your 5-year-old child nowadays. So it's different. Your 5-year-old child will actually understand what you're saying. So you have to be very clear about what you're saying and how you're planning to help these people, because you're not dealing with just 10 or 15 people who are somebody who are people who know you, right? You're dealing with a larger audience who are coming to you to learn from, and there are some people who do not have that strong processing power as much as you would, right, in terms of language. So to break those language barriers, to break that whole thing of those ambiguity and the fact that things don't make sense to people, you have to be very clear. Your clarity has to be so on point that people would watch your video or read your post or listen to your podcast again and again and again. Okay, because they see and they relate to it. Okay. Now, the third C which I want to talk about is creativity. Now, you might be thinking that, okay, I'm not a creative person, so how do you say I should become creative? Here's the thing, it's a skill, so you can build it up. And let me tell you one thing, as we are born, we are all creators in our sense, right? We all create something or the other. Right from school days, from the time we understand that we can do things, we are creating things, right? Whether it is, writing something down or drawing something or creating something out of, clay, or what, we are starting from the time we are children. And as we grow and we, start evolving, we learn that, okay, our minds can actually create things. You create experiences, you create stories, you create games, you create experiences for your friends, for your family, you create your own set of experiences. You want to make things happen, right? That's the power of creativity. So what is it that you want to share with people online that makes you stand out from the others? Okay, how can you be creative in how you share things online? Now you might say that, oh, everyone's doing what I'm doing. That's not the point. The point over here is that you have to make sure that even though some people are doing what you're doing, what is it that you can do differently? So you create something, right? You create maybe a new way of approaching your topic, or you create, a new set of videos that are very different from what people see usually. Probably you would do it differently in a way wherein, even your whole learning method, the way you do your courses, the way you coach people, the way you share information will be completely different from what you see around you. You have to think, because it is your mind that is working when it comes to building your brand. And when you're building your online presence, people are looking for people who are creative and who are different from the others. Okay, though they're giving the same value, they're educating the same way, and they're doing the same thing. Okay, do you get that point? Because it is important. Creativity is very, very important if you want to stand out. And don't run away from the whole thing of becoming creative. Every single person has the ability to create. Every single person, you and I, your family, your friends, your well-wishers, your community, you name it, everybody has the power to create. Okay, you might think you have never done it, but you can do it. There's a possibility. And that's one of the very strongest reasons why your brand, your presence becomes very successful online, because people see you different from the others. All right. Then one is consistency. Now, this is simple. Okay. When it comes to consistency, a lot of people say, yes, I need to be consistent. Okay. I need to put my content online every day. And I need to put things out there. I need to, share things. Here's the thing. You only tell yourself, but you don't do it half the time. Okay. We say we'll do it. It's a human tendency that we say that we'll do it, but in the end we don't do it. We end up, changing things. We end up not doing it. We end up slacking, procrastinating, whatever it is, right? You need to be consistent to build your online presence. Whatever you're doing, I'm not telling you make a video every single day. If you can, well and good. But if you are like me, who used to be lazy once upon a time, and now I've, started figuring out other ways to do it, you can repurpose content. You can, share quotes, you can put stories, you can put your previous pictures, you can put, something that you did in the past. You can create a video once in a while, right? So usually what I do is I work with maybe thrice a week I create videos, right? And then I work with the rest of the things, my Instagram posts, or I put my podcasts or whatever, but I basically try and save a lot of time. And you can do this by being consistent. So you don't have to necessarily dish out new content every single day. You can repurpose what you've already created. Now, if you're starting out, yes, of course, it will take some time. You will have to work on, putting out content first. Only then you can start repurposing and building your brand. Okay. So yes, it is about how you take it forward and how you build your online presence. And if people don't see you consistently doing certain things, they'll never be able to understand that you are the prominent leader in your industry. And I'm sure you would want that. You would want people to see you as a prominent leader who is ready to help people in their journeys. Yeah. Now, the final C which I want to talk about is conviction. Now, when you say a message, when you tell somebody that, I'm going to be doing this with conviction, with that whole power of words, with, the fact that, okay, I am going to do it and I will do it right away, right? That itself is shown in terms of how you build your online presence. Okay, because when people see that you're serious about what you're doing and you really make sense and you really are putting the effort in building your brand or building your presence online, then it becomes very easy for people to relate and join your community. Okay, so you have to remember one thing: this is not an overnight journey. This is not something that has happens. Okay, today I watched Diya's videos, so I'm going to start building my brand, and tomorrow I'll be successful, or maybe in a week I'll be successful because I'm posting every day. Please remember that the internet is a huge, it's like the world is on the internet, right? So you cannot have it your way all the time. You have to remember that there are a lot of factors that you need to consider when you're building your online presence. Not everyone's journey will work the same way. I could make, I could have certain people following me in a certain, short period of time, versus you could have maybe a set of people who are only getting influence for only few days and then it changes, right? So it works for everybody very differently. All right, it's the same thing with me and with other people, and how we look at it from that perspective. But you have to understand that when you're building your presence, your content presence online, you have to be very, very, very patient when it comes to building a successful brand. Okay, because anything that you want to be, which you want to make it sustainable, you want it to stand out, you want it to be something that really is, this your foundation, your baby, literally, like everything about you is there. You have to take time and build your presence. If you don't do that, you're never going to be able to see the results. You cannot see quick results. You cannot see a change in just a day or two. Okay, it does take time if you want to make this a long-term process of building your online presence. All right, so I'm being realistic over here. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you that, oh, it's very easy. Consistency is the most difficult thing to do for any entrepreneur, coach, or trainer who's looking to build their presence. It takes time to build that consistency. It takes time to figure out what is your flow. So you have to give yourself that time to grow and to build that whole thing. And I would really suggest that you do some research before you actually go online and build your presence, and see what are people really looking for, right? So with that said, it's very easy to kind of approach these 5 C's, whether it's confidence, clarity, creativity, consistency, conviction, right? You have to do it with all your heart. You have to make sure that you do it, and you do it with all your heart. Okay, so now if you really like this video, and if you really want to know more about how to build your online presence, your personal brand, your leadership skills, online, and how do you, basically build your presence online, then please subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to be sharing more information on the same. While we do this, I would also like to tell you that I do my masterclasses quite often, and I also have a set of courses that I offer in terms of how to build your personal brand and your online presence. If you really want to know more, then I would like you to click on the link in the description below and subscribe to my next masterclass. Go for it, be a part of it, and get to know more about what I serve in terms of how I can help you build your online presence. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.